masters. The wealthy do as they like to us. And then he quotes Warren Buffett, who skillfully plays class warfare, the very top of the pyramid. A guy worth hundreds of billions of dollars. He claims it's 40-something billion. He puts his billions into tax-free operations and tells you it's philanthropy, something the Rockefellers invented. Philanthropy is not charity. Totally different. And it continues. There's class warfare, all right, but it's my class, the rich class, that's making war, and we're winning. Warren Buffett. So he quotes Warren Buffett. He goes on, rise like lions after slumber, in unvanquishable number. Shake your change to earth like dew, which in sleep has fallen on you. Ye are many, they are few. So V for Vendetta, the image of people marching in mass past the corrupt military and taking down the bankers who were surveilling everyone and propagandizing, and the government's running the dominant media. It's the corruption that makes V for Vendetta so powerful, because it's telling a true story about oppression on so many levels. It is the bank stealing trillions and robbing the nation, and they haven't even gotten done. We're a year or two behind Ireland and Greece and others. It's just now getting ready to come here. Crime is exploding. I mean, I've got stacks of news here where it's just expanding. Police departments and sheriff's departments are laying off, in some cases, 60% of their deputies or police, and announcing they're only going to respond. They're only going to respond to things like shootings, and that they're, the rest of the time, going to be out there engaged in revenue generation. Well, I discovered that 15 years ago when my car got stolen in Dallas. I discovered that. I had a girlfriend up there as I grew up in Dallas, and I had an old sweetheart I used to go visit. And then my car got stolen a second time, and she lived in a middle-class area. And it wasn't even that nice of a car. Stolen twice. Cops wouldn't come. Second time, I guess it happened like 16 years ago, then about a year later, 15 years ago. Maybe been 17 years ago and then 16 years ago. Yeah, I don't think I had a show yet. The point is, I'm up in Dallas visiting with her, and they steal my car twice. And the second time, the police said, well, we're not going to help you, and it might show up at an impound yard. And I said, okay, and hung up. Cops show up, arrogantly force their way into the apartment, looking around for, drugs or whatever, and tell me, you don't hang up on 911, okay? On 911. You don't hang up. So it's the old joke of like a third world country. Don't call the police for something because they'll end up just shaking you down. We're becoming a third world country. Take the Dallas police. They got caught, 5 years ago? Framing thousands of people. They just randomly pull over a nice car, throw a bag of cocaine in the back. On record. Then they got lazy because it was hard to get cocaine out of the evidence locker. They just throw chalk in the back of your car. They took sheetrock and busted it up, and they just take your car, go take your house. And, I was listening to the news yesterday in Austin, and a cop ran a red light, a stop sign, and hit a guy on a motorcycle. And the police were saying, well, motorcycles aren't safe. It's your fault you lost your leg. And the callers were calling in to 590, and Jeff Ward, the local host, was blown away going, you guys are defending the police? They're like, yes, it's, police can do no wrong. It's like a mental illness or something. When you start saying police can do no wrong, that allows the criminals to take it over. They've turned this government worship into a religion. So the government is completely out of control. And they're getting ready to start laying off most of the state and local government people. And they're going to be going postal. And then the government's going to go in. And, it turned out Richard Poplawski, who shot and killed 3 cops in Pittsburgh a year and a half ago, he was a Fox News fan. CNN visited that. Visited Glenn Beck. Was really a Nazi. Visited all the big Nazi sites and posted how much he loved them. Posted on those sites and my sites how much he hated me. Within 2 hours of him being arrested after killing 3 cops at his house, his mommy's house. And the Marines trained him how to kill, by the way. I'm not blaming them. That's just, if you want to point the finger, that's the instinctive killing. He thought it was a video game. Pop goes the weasel 3 times in a row. 3 men he killed in cold blood who responded to his mommy calling to throw him out because his pit bulls were defecating all over the floor. Spoiled brat. Within 2 hours of him in custody, headline, Alex Jones told him to do it. Alex Jones. And I made 5 newspapers retract, and then we got his quotes. He was a white supremacist who hated me. Doesn't matter to the Southern Poverty Law Center and ADL-controlled newspapers in that city. They got into those computers. They found he visited my websites, and it was my fault. And they're going to continue to do that. They're going to continue. They're not going to stop. Now, this guy recommended his favorite websites, Media Matters, along with We Are Change, and and V for Vendetta. It's not Media Matters' fault. It's not We Are Change's fault. It's not V for Vendetta's fault. It's the fault of this overall out-of-control culture, that he was domesticated, that he didn't have strong family, that he didn't have people to stick together with. But that wasn't his fault. That's a nature of this advanced civilization, that it's turned us basically into like domesticated animals that don't even know how to forage for ourselves. There's some other facets to all of this, too, that I want to hit on. But at the end of the day, the largest point I want to make is that we're sitting on top of a powder keg. And the system, 11 years ago, when they got rid of Glass-Steagall and allowed the trillions of derivatives to be created that are impossible to pay back, on record, the Rand Corporation, I read the reports on air at the time, they were even in the news, is how I learned about it, saying our society's going to change, troops are going to be on the street, our new economy is going to be surveillance, and we're going to have one-child policies, and America is going to implode, and because of economic degradation, we're going to have a totally authoritarian society. And now, the middle class, as crime explodes, as the shootings explode, as the problems expand, as people get desperate, they're going to offer Homeland Security and the threat fusion centers, and if you see something, say something that's designed to make you not trust your neighbors even more. We should all be coming together to help each other. We should all be coming together to also politically get together, and instead of going and shooting a cop down the street or shooting somebody at a school board meeting, no, we should be getting together with grand juries and taking back our legislatures and kicking out the electronic voting machines and taking Congress back. Congress now has the lowest approval rating in its history. We should be doing that. We should be taking our system back and pointing out it's the mega central banks that have created a debt black hole and fostered and financed carbon tax moves to fund themselves and shut down the real economy, who have financed all the federalization moves worldwide so they can centralize control. This is the system that we're facing and dealing with. And it's us or them. It's in the IMF World Bank documents that got leaked in 2002. It's in the last chapter in my out-of-print book. It's online at prisonplanet.tv. And what does it say in there? Joseph Stiglitz left the World Bank. Suddenly these documents get released. I interviewed Greg Palast. We covered the documents the BBC got. And they said, in Argentina, in other nations, we implode the economy. We get the countries into derivative debt. We blow it out. Then people start rioting. That further destroys confidence. Then we bring in the military. Then we have a basic dictatorship. And the middle class will, quote, side with the elite because that's how they set it up. And then the middle class themselves are destroyed. This is why Latin America's poor. This is why Africa's poor. This is why Eastern Europe is poor. Because they succumb to this. And now it's happening to us. And we're going into this headlong right now. And the system in the Ministry of Defense report 3 years ago in England, the government Pentagon reports the last 2 years, they go like, oh, jeepers, there's going to be societal collapse. We better set up a martial law control system to counter it. But they openly at the top work for the very bankers and the social engineers who played all this out. And I've been telling you for over a decade exactly what was coming, and now we're going into it headlong, but knowing we can reverse it.
We all know that Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 5 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $209, and the Berkey Guy will include 3 Sport Berkey water bottles and ship everything to you free of charge. That's right, 3 Sport Berkey water bottles and free shipping. An $87 value, yours free. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at GoBerkey.com. That's GoBerkey.com today.
A very wealthy U.S. citizen is predicting that in 2011, we will witness the most important day in America in more than 50 years. He says it will change everything about our lives. The way you shop, travel, invest, educate your children, and even how you take care of your health and your own family. Now, this man has made some outrageous predictions over the years. The crazy part is, he's usually right. You see, he predicted the collapse of GM, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and America's biggest mall owner, General Growth Properties. In fact, Barron's called his work a dire prophecy. Recently, he created a video, which you can watch online for free, detailing his biggest and most important prediction yet. And it's a real eye-opener. I can't stress this enough. You should at least watch this free video online today. He explains everything you need to know, including simple steps you can take to protect yourself. You can find the video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica, the number 3.com. Watch the free video at www.endofamerica3.com. That's endofamerica3.com.
Hi, this is Alex Jones. Did you know that the global elite are now storing non-hybrid seeds in secret storage vaults near the Arctic Circle? Did you know that in a real meltdown, non-hybrid seeds can become more valuable than silver or gold? It's true, seeds have outperformed even gold and silver before in this country, and it's possible that could even happen again. So our friends at Solutions from Science have put together the perfect mix of non-hybrid seeds. They call it a survival seed bank, and it can produce an endless supply of nutrient-dense food for you and your family. And here's the best part. These seeds have not been genetically modified in any way, and you actually get enough seeds to plant a full-acre crisis garden. So visit them today at survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com, or give them a call at 877-327-0365. That's 877-327-0365. Remember, in a real crisis, non-hybrid seeds are the ultimate barter item. This is Alex Jones for survivalseedbank.com.
They don't want to see us unite. All they want us to do is keep on fussing and fighting. They don't want to.
Okay, you know, about a month ago, Lindsey Williams revealed who Mr. X was, former head of operations for Atlantic Richfield. He has, unfortunately, died of the cancer. And he's going to be joining us coming up in about 35 minutes. I don't want to get too much into this, but we have a white hat hacker who goes by Winston Smith of FederalJack.com. He's associated with that great We Are Change type spinoff down in Florida, also expanding across the country. They do great work. And he's an amazing hacker. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I mean, he has sat there in real time and shut down major websites right in front of me. Like, watch, I'll